So this is the real reason why there is immense evil behind this whole transgender movement. And nobody's talking about this. Not your religious leaders, not your spiritual gurus. Nobody is talking about the real reason why this is a blatant attack on our spirituality. So we have to go back to the beginning in order to understand this. In the beginning, as Genesis says, Yahweh created male and female in his own image. Hence, it is neither man nor woman, but the relation between them that is in the image of God. In other words, it's not man is made in the image of God, woman is made in the image of God. It's the two that come together that is the image of God. In other words, apart by ourselves, man over here, woman over here, is not a complete picture or reference of God until the two come together. And where the two come together is very important. Where the two come together, where Yahweh, where Shekinah, where the presence of the Spirit of the All is the most present, is in the bridal chamber. The bridal chamber is another word for in the bedroom, sexual encounter. Another reference for this would be male and female were created by him, and in the image of God, he created them both. In our image, in our likeness, which means there is a plurality to God itself, which is masculine and feminine, male and female. Thus, sexual difference characterizes the human soul, the image in which it was created, and the divine realm, which is its model. So you guys, this is huge. This is a huge epiphany, and it's so relevant to what we're talking about with this transgender movement. The pronouns is trying to do is attack our very gender, which by nature of being male and female existing in this earth as male and female is very important. Yes, gender is very important because when male and female come together, specifically in the bedroom, in love, the presence of God is the most present in that moment. It is like a portal, like a channel where the Holy Spirit that unites two beings becomes present. Religion. Now, on one side, you have religion that attacks sex. It attacks even the act of sex, the thought of sex, pleasure in general as a repulsive act. In fact, Pope Innocent III said, from the bedrooms of married couples performing the sexual act, even quite literally, we're saying the opposite of what the word is telling us, right? The Pope and religion tells us that sex is bad, that the Holy Spirit departs itself from the bedroom, when actually it's the opposite. The bridal chamber, Holy of Holies. And the Holy of Holies is the bridal chamber, or communion. Trust and consciousness in the embrace are exalted above all. Those who truly pray to Jerusalem are to be found only in the Holy of Holies, the bridal chamber. Now, it's important to note here that when the sexual relation points to the name of God being, there is nothing more righteous and more holy than it. Yet, it is necessary to point to the name. In other words, you guys, what we're really saying here is that religion has perverted sexuality completely to make it some shameful, harmful act that we should turn our faces at and actually avoid at all costs, right? It's why people commit to this life of celibacy, and it leads to sexual sin and shame, especially with the child, who is the pure and innocent, right? So this goes deep. And on the other hand, we have a perversion of sexuality with polyamory, with pornography, with incest, and now even worse, a blatant attack on the identity of God manifest in the world through the transgender movement. This is the bigger reason why there is a spiritual attack using the name and the face and the push of the transgender movement. And nobody is talking about this. This is literally the forces of evil moving through the world to attack our image in God. It's literally attacking the image of God, which is male and female together. This is so important, and more people need to know about this, that the true image of God is not just you and him and me and us as individuals. It's couples. It's male and female together in union. This is why love is so important. This is why relationships are so important. It's why marriage is so important. Not marriage to a lawful degree, which religion also preaches, but marriage in a divine union. In fact, the last quote I'll read is one that points to a fact that we are designed for our other half, and that the eros is always in pursuit of this other half. Here's the quote. Certain writers in the Hebrew tradition trace this encounter of God, by the way, all the way back to two beings who are sexually differentiated but share a single soul or a single breath before birth itself. This is a metaphysical way of emphasizing the fact that we were created to form a couple through which we experience the epiphany of the Shekinah, of Yahweh, of the presence of God. Moral of the story here, guys, regardless of what you believe, transgenderism is a blatant attack on our divinity and the pure image of God that has been made manifest in this world through the attack on your gender. Sexuality does matter. Gender does matter, and it is not a social construct. You were made as a male or you were made as a female. And by finding your counterpart in union, you become, quite literally, the image of God. So you tell me, is transgenderism a political statement or a spiritual attack?